Good evening, y'all. I'll continue with the show of hands thing. I really like that. By show of hands, who likes going to the beach? Oh yeah, that's why we live in Coronado. It's great. Thank you up in the tech booth for raising your hands too. Yeah, we all enjoy the beach. It's a central part of our community, and so red card. All right. It's a central part of our community, and so we're fighting to maintain the standard of living and community center base that is our beaches. So, talking from a high schooler's perspective, what could I possibly know about advocacy on the binational stage when it comes to decades and decades and decades of crises that have been happening in our community? And so this is kind of what we want to talk about, because this is a crisis that's been impacting our community, and it shouldn't be underplayed just because this has been going on for 40, 50 years. All right, so here we are at Coronado High School, and we have an amazing squad of students at CHS, part of our Stop the Sewage Club, and we've been fighting for over 3 years to put an end to the toxic sewage crisis plaguing our beaches every day. And so you can see some amazing pictures of us here. Top picture of us up at Sacramento, lobbying in our January lobbying trip. That was our third lobbying trip up to the Capitol. And then on the bottom, you can see us receiving a proclamation from the County Board of Supervisors, which is the 5th largest County Board of Supervisors group by population in the entire country. So we've been really lucky to receive recognition and opportunities in order to advocate on the highest stages in our state and also across our government and the Mexican government as well. Thank you. All right, so if you guys look at this map here, the yellow means you shouldn't be swimming in it, and the red means you really shouldn't be swimming in it. You may notice the lack of green. That is where you should be swimming. And so you're saying, Sean, there is no green. Yeah, you can't swim anywhere here. That's due to a bifold problem. Both are runoff from rainstorms. So this sample was taken conveniently right after a rainstorm because it looks a lot worse than when it's not after a rainstorm. So we have problems of specifically Tijuana sewage going into the ocean, but we also have a problem across SoCal of runoff from the roads bringing oil, contaminants, industrial waste into the ocean, and so you can't swim at all for 48 hours after the rain, and you also have not been able to swim down in these southernmost red dots. These have been closed north of 1,500 days continuously. And so those residents in IB have been plagued with this continuously for years and years, and on end as decades, but not continuously because it's actually getting worse in our community. Thank you guys. So we've been taking a lot of action, and like I said, we're just a high school club, but we are punching above our weight class in terms of advocacy and action that's been taken on the state stage and at the federal level as well. We've taken 3 trips up to Sacramento, with our 4th one coming up in just under 2 weeks. We've gotten proclamations from the County Board of Supervisors. We've won CUSD Club of the Year 2 times in a row. We've done letter writing campaigns, we've done petitions, we've done protests, we've done speeches. We're kind of trying to cover the entire gamut because we want to provide accessibility to students who in high school might not otherwise have those opportunities. And so we're trying to elevate the students at this school to give them knowledge on how does a protest work, how do you plan that, how do you talk to the media about that? Or how do we go talk to an important commission? How do we figure out what they want to hear, what they're able to do for us? Or how do we know when it's time to take it to the next level, go meet the bosses up at Sacramento and connect with media about that, connect with funding about that, connect with nonprofits and other grant writing organizations. So this has been an amazing process for me because I've learned so much, not just about advocacy, but about business and about environmental policy, public policy as a whole, and also about wrangling together a group of 80 high school students to come together towards one common goal, which, by the way, is the largest student-run high school club on this campus. Next slide, y'all. This is kind of a picture, this is a picture of us up at Sacramento, and kind of a picture of our club's timeline as we've gone on. We've been around for 3 years. This is our by far most impactful year yet, and We continue to grow year after year. We bring new people on board, like Danielle popping on our trip soon. We're so excited to be bringing on some amazing people. We were like, Charlie, you got to get on the trip with us. Come on. So we keep adding people, and now everybody's coming, and it's a great time. So we really enjoy the growth that we've seen, and we're really lucky and fortunate to have such a great community around us that's helped us build this throughout the 3 years that we've been a club. So we talk about the 3 A's: accessibility, awareness, and assumptions. And we're trying to tackle all of those through our very upfront advocacy to our community and across the nation as well, trying to get as much publicity as possible. We take all sorts of angles on these things, and I kind of want to talk about the valuable professional connection specifically, because as we are raising Portrait of a Graduate students who are going to go off beyond the walls of CHS and go thrive in a college setting, go thrive in a trade setting, go thrive in a military setting, at a service academy, ROTC, maybe they're going to go work in some sort of business position right out of high school. We're giving them the platform that they need to go take immense control of their lives and the community around them. So I think it's been such a valuable experience for us, and for me specifically, because I can talk for myself, but I think it's really been valuable for all of us. All right, we don't have to spend too much time. This is a QR code, we're a nonprofit. This is mainly for me to brag about how we became a nonprofit, and that we can take steps as students to create these crazy government entities that you see on the news. You're seeing non-government organizations, we learned about that in Gov. We're seeing stuff happening in the world, and it's all these big words, but really, it's just a nonprofit that we started with a super cool website I helped design that I'm really proud of the website design for that. But yeah, it's not that hard to go tackle some big things like making a nonprofit, like going and talking to leadership in our government, and really it's not that hard to work together as a community to solve terrible problems like the sewage crisis. Thank you guys so much. I'll pass it back over to Dee.